and welcome back to Aubrey Books and Coffee. Please grab your favorite beverage of choice and join me because we're now in May. Can you believe it? Is it just me or seriously? I know I say this all the time, but seriously, the time is moving by so stinking fast. Part of it, I'm sure, is because of Apollycon, and that was so fun, and I'm still recovering from it because your girl does not bounce back like she used to. Let me just say that much. But it was fantastic. Had a great time. I hope you've watched the video by now to see how great it was. If you have any questions or want any tips or tricks, make sure you check out that video. Plus, I have linked there the channels for Kim, for Vanessa, and for Bree, who also have their own Apollycon vlogs and tips and tricks. So make sure you check all of those out. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into this game. The thing I'm going to be theme-wise kind of focusing on for May is going to be a little bit of mood read because I really need to get caught up on these reads. Because remember, by December, I need to have read everything that I describe in all of my games, or I have to get rid of them. I have to unhaul them. But either way, those books are no longer on my shelf by the end of December. So I really need to get to reading on these books. But also, I'm going to be focusing a lot on Lexie with Books with Lexie's Readathon is this month. I am so stinking excited. She always does Escape the Readathon. Last time it was at a carnival. The time before that was a haunted house. This time we're on a cruise, and not just any cruise, an orange cat cruise. And who has an orange cat? That's right, Mr. Whiskey here at our house is our orange cat. So of course we're going to be doing it. Now I'm going to be on team detectives because it just fits my personality. It's just 100% who I am. So I am going to be trying to angle my books to kind of go with the detective group. Sorry, cats are playing because they're excited too about this cruise. You guys don't get to go though. I'm sorry. So anyway, I'm going to be kind of leaning towards my team, of course, but I still want to go ahead and let you know as I go through this exactly what prompts I'm hoping my books will fulfill in case it gives you guys any ideas as well. Because at the end of the day, we just need to be doing some reading. So without further ado, let's start those rolls. New month. I'm excited. So let's roll our 6-sided die. See how many prompts we're going to have to fulfill for the month of May. Ooh, it's a 4. Okay. Let's see what our first prompt is going to be. A peppermint. And it says an animal on the cover. Oh, thank goodness. 4 rolls is completely doable. So I am so grateful for that one. It wasn't 1, which would have been even easier, but at least it wasn't 6, right? So for this one, I got animal on the cover. Now this is going to seem kind of like a stretch, but you guys are going to have to go with me on this because it's one I need to get read, and that is So Thirsty. I know I've talked about this one in a previous TBR, so I won't go into details. It's just about some girls who are celebrating a birthday, and we know some vampires are going to be coming in the mix. And if you look, there's an animal. It's a bat. It also fulfills a prompt for the pool section of our cruise ship because pool is double letters and we do have 2 T's going on. And she said they didn't have to be side by side. So there you go. Roll number 2. A book, and it says a book that intimidates you. Rule number 2 got us a book that intimidates you. And I've been putting this one off, and it's been intimidating me because I keep hearing amazing things about it. I'm worried, what if I don't like it? It's also a sizable book, and it's in that genre I love so much of fantasy romantasy. So I just have such high expectations that I'm really scared to try it, but I really need to because it's been on a previous TBR, and that's Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I really need to read this one. Like I said, it's a good size. Plus the sequel, Enchantra, was on a book club pick for Mel and Cassidy's channel, and so I need to get to that one as well. So I really just need to buckle down and read this. It is intimidating for me. And because I've been putting it off though, it also fulfills the gym prompt on the ship because that is a book you've been putting off. So there you go. Roll number 3. Another book. And it says A big book, 600 plus pages. Oh my gosh. Roll number 3 got us a big book because of course it did. Why not? When I'm trying to play catch up on all of these books, let's throw in a big book, which for me, because I do love Brandon Sanderson and other high fantasies, a big book needs to be over 600 pages. So that's why it has that on there. So for this one, I chose one that I'm going to need to double up with and get for a vlog anyway. And that's The Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick. It clocks in at 636 pages. So it fulfills that prompt. And it is book 2 in the series that I've been getting from Broken Binding, so it goes for that vlog, which is also really nice. Now, as far as the ship is concerned, I'm secretly, or not so secretly since I'm publishing this, going to actually use this for the library because there are 2 rooms on this cruise ship, the library and the concierge. We don't know why those aren't book prompt specific. They're page count specific things. We don't know what it's going to unlock or do. So in this instance, I thought with it being so many pages, that's going to be perfect for one of those. So that's what I'm going to use it for. And we got a coffee break for the first time in a few months. Wah, wah. So let's take a look. Both good and bad in here. Let's hope for a good one, especially with a 600-page book prompt. And it says, oh, wah, wah, no caffeine. I have to erase a check mark on my TBR card. Wah, wah. The caffeine break, which I've actually not had that little icon the last couple months, so I thought maybe it just wasn't going to pop up anymore, but it did this month, and of course it was not in my favor. So I have the TBR card, which in case you're new here, I stole this from Kim from Whimsical Narratives, but she knows I stole it. Cats are playing in the background. Again, they're always like this when I'm filming. But basically what I do to kind of cut down on my cost is every time I read a book, I get to put and finish it, I get to put a check mark on here. And then once I've gotten 10, I can earn one. I have a shelf over there that you cannot see yet, but when I get new shelves, you will be able to see. That is nothing but books that I've bought that I need to earn before I'm allowed to put them on my shelves to be read. So it has slowed down the purchasing, which really, really helps. And it's just kind of fun because I'm a competitive person and I enjoy things like this. Sadly, though, I have to erase one because of this stupid thing I got in my rolls. Now, a fun fact, I actually use a Sharpie to mark them so they don't wipe off super easy. I never knew until my kid went to school that to get rid of that, obviously you can use rubbing alcohol, but if you want to do it right away and not go get the rubbing alcohol, you take a dry erase marker and you just go over the top of that Sharpie and then you get your little eraser, gone. Just that easy. I had no idea till I had kids, so I hope that that's a fun fact for you now as well. I guess we should keep rolling. And our last roll for this portion of the game is a roll again. A wine glass. Okay. And it says a graphic novel. Oh, that'll help offset that huge one. Roll number 4 got us a graphic novel. I have so many to choose from because your girl loves some graphic novels. But the scarier ones, I'm trying to wait until Halloween time because it fits that theme, plus 31 books in 31 days, plus 31 scary movies in 31 days. Makes it really, really exhausting to vlog every week. So I also like to save those for that time to make it a little easier on me. So for this prompt this month, I think I'm going to go with Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees by Patrick Horvath. This, I was told from Reading Glasses podcast that I love so much that it's kind of like a Sleepy, or not Sleepy Hollow, Toad, you know what I'm talking about with that group. I'll make sure to put something here. Wind in the Willows, I think is what I'm thinking of. Anyway, regardless, it's supposed to be like that, but there's murder. So it's that, but with a twist, with some gore to it. And so this will also fulfill the prompt nicely for the arcade. No, is it the arcade? Yes, the arcade, which is a underappreciated book. And so I think that's what this is going to be. I really hope I love it, and then I can use it for that prompt. Now we get to pick from the Apothecary Jar. So many from the last like 3 years in here. But we are slowly getting it down. All right, this one says The Unseelie King by Heather, I'm going to say it wrong, Kilo Walden. So the Apothecary Jar got me The Unseelie King by Heather Killow Walden. I apologize again if I butcher any names. This is actually book 6 when I looked on Goodreads. See, I'm getting smarter. And so because it's book 6, I'm actually going to start at book 1 and not do exactly what it said here. And so I'm going to be reading The Vampire King. This is going to be following Roman, who is a 3,000-year-old vampire. Nothing ever turns his head until he meets Evie Farrow, who is, by the way, a vampire romance writer. She does not think that they actually exist, but of course bumps into Roman. But as if that isn't a cute enough little meet cute plot kind of thing going there, we're going to add in an ancient god and a homicidal vampire who also want Evie, but for very bad reasons. I think this sounds amazing and I cannot wait to read it. Now it's time for the Advent Jar. Love it. 2 good ones that I have been dying to read. I'm so excited. Number 1, number 2. Let's see, what are we going to be reading as I throw it around everywhere? It is, oh, yes. Thank you. Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I've been dying to read book 3, so that is fabulous. Everybody's talking about it, so super buzzy right now. And the next one is Rebel Witch, which I actually have already finished. So I get to draw a different second one. It's what I get for not cleaning these out before I start my rolls. Wind and Truth, which actually I am finishing up Rhythm of War, and so exciting. As soon as I finish that, I can get started on this. I wonder if Tina will read this one with me too. And I know I say this every month, but I love the Advent Jar. I love that I get to read these new releases, and I have an excuse to do so. I have to. It's a part of my game. People expect things. So the first one that we got was Fearless by Lauren Roberts. Of course, this is book 3 in the Powerless series. Cannot wait to see what happens. Absolutely loved Powerless. I was on the sequel, but this one I know is going to be absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to have it wrapped up and see how this trilogy ends. And it is beloved by many, and I've had a great time with it. The second book that I got was Wind and Truth. I'm excited to finally be able to pick this up. I have been buddy reading book 4 with Tina and enjoying it, but I'm going to be wrapping up Rhythm of War really soon, and then I'll be ready to start book 5 here of Brandon Sanderson's series, Stormlight Archive series. And if anybody wants to buddy read that one with me, let me know. And now we're going to pick from the beautiful book box jar. Several book box editions going on here. So let's do this one. And let's see. We have the Scorpion Queen. I believe that was an Alcrete one. So yay! And the book box jar got us The Scorpion Queen by Mina Fears. I am very excited about this. It's a gorgeous edition. I've been seeing it pop up everywhere, so I'm excited to finally get to read this. We're going to be following Aminata. I apologize again for any butchering of names, who was the daughter of a prosperous salt merchant. Unfortunately, in a matter of months, she gets disinherited. She gets framed for a scandalous crime she didn't commit and forced to serve the Princess Mariama. And as if the chores around the palace weren't drudgery and bad enough for this poor girl, on top of it, she starts getting wind of these impossible trials that the princess's suitors have to go through. And if they fail, which they inevitably almost always do, they get boiled alive by the king. Well, the princess, of course, doesn't like this. So she's seeking for Ami's help. And now it's a matter of the friendship that she's developing with the princess. Does she help the princess? Does she just try to keep her head down? Does she try to escape the palace? So we'll have to see. For this one, I am going to be using, when I read it, I'm going to make sure I have the appropriate shirt on. I'm going to be using the dining room, and that's having a book cover that matches your outfit. I've got a really cute shirt that has a lot of green and brown in it. And so this will go perfectly with that one. Now it's time for our Bopoly Roll. Last time we landed on the Vampire Square. So really excited to see what I'm gonna get this month. A 5 and a 2 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, the stack of books with a shopping cart means a newly bought book. Yes, yes, yes. So the Bopoly Roll got us a newly bought book, which is exciting because having just come from Apollycon, of course, there's a ton of new books on my shelves that I am dying to get to. For this, I chose an Echo of Fire by Amber Lynn Natouche, I think maybe. Gorgeous edition that was there at Apollycon. Absolutely loved it. I've never read from this author before. I got her signature on this book as well as in my little yearbook that I got from Apollycon. And she just seemed so sweet and really kind. And she had an assistant there who said, this is the way to go if you want to start with her for the first time. So I'll have to let you know what I think. All I know about this is we're going to be following a girl named Ariel who is a part of a land where they don't trust outsiders. Unfortunately, even though she's the daughter of the general, her mother has dragon heritage, which brands her as an outsider. She still tries to overcome it the best that she can until one day her best friend and ally actually tries to kill her because of her bloodline. So she escapes and her dad sends her to some allies in the Fey realm, and she lives there for 4 years until a mysterious letter comes up that begs for her to come back and save her dad. So that intrigues me. I am very, very intrigued. And like I said, it is an absolutely gorgeous edition. So we'll see. And I'm going to be planning on using this one also for the pool because we've got, a couple of double letters going on here. So. All right, now it's time for my version of Shrink the Shelf, which is with this bingo board. So as always, I roll 3 times. If I get a repeated space, I have to add a roll, which is the chaos that happened last month. And once I get a bingo, I can clear the whole board, which is wonderful because it opens up all those prompts for me. So here we go. First one is a roll again, which again, I need to do something with that because I get roll again a lot. Yeah, see, like that. So 2 roll agains in a row means I get to pick a spot. How about that? I pick something in the coffee column because it's nice and open. And a wine glass. So coffee and wine is a book box book. That's awesome. I love getting through those so that I can give it to you guys when we have our drawings. Fantastic. Now, for my Shrink the Shelf game, I got the square of a book box, which is wonderful because, again, I'm trying to read through all of these beautiful books so they can go to you guys when we do our drawings. So I chose for this one that actually came in 2 different book boxes. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. It is stunning cover here from Book of the Month. And of course, a gorgeous edition also that I got from Owl Crate. So I cannot wait. I'm excited. I've been hearing a lot about this. I just know it follows 2 people who are in love and they travel through time. And that's literally all I know about it. But I'm super excited. And again, it'll cover 2 books that way. And that way they can go to you guys and get off of my shelves. And I can be in the know on what's going on. So for this one, I'm going to be using that cruise prompt of the bar because that's supposed to be a genre blend. And according to GoodReads, this is definitely a genre blend. Okay, rule number 2. And notice I have my new rule there. That's how easy it is to just add to my games. All right, and again, reminder, these have to come off my shelf. Rule 2 is a roll again. Ooh, maybe I'll get another roll again and I can pick another one. Yes! Oh, I love this new rule. I pick something in the peppermint column because, again, I don't have to worry about doubling up. A book. So peppermint and book is why? Why do I have so many long books this month? What is happening? I need to escape the Orange Cat cruise. I don't need to sit there and be stuck reading huge books on the deck. So for the next square that I got again a longest book because that's what I need in my life are more pages to read this month. So I'm going to go ahead and choose one that was on a previous month's TBR, and that's The Furies of Calderon by Jim Butcher. It is clocking in at almost 670 pages, so it's definitely fulfilling that prompt. And also because it is that many pages, I'm going to be using it once again for the library on the cruise ship to go for page count, because I still think if it's a really high page count, that's probably the better place to put those books. So just saying, that's how I'm going to be playing. And the third and hopefully final roll of this part of the game is a roll again. Are these all going to be roll agains? Oh, that'd be awesome. Yes! Best game ever! I choose the cookie column because, again, nothing's in the cookie column. A book. So a cookie and a book is outside my comfort zone. So the game's still punishing me, even though I get to pick what column I want to do. It's giving me some tough prompts. And that third bingo prompt was for outside my comfort zone. I totally knew that. So outside my comfort zone, I chose again one that was on a previous TBR. Again, need to get to these books. I chose James Patterson's The Quickie. It's outside my comfort zone because I don't typically lean heavy into thrillers and murder and stuff like that. So outside my comfort zone on multiple levels. That being said, I'm pretty sure since it is so small, it's going to be a light popcorn read. So I'm going to be using this one for the theater prompt on the cruise ship. Now we get to do Leandra's TBRATHON. Again, trying to get these books off of my shelves. So I love her game. I'm playing it all year. But yeah, last time we ended up falling on Timber, and I had to do the lowest rated book on my GoodReads on my shelf. So now let's see what happens. We have a 5 and 4 for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Any bingo prompt. I did that last time too, which is kind of cool. Let's see. What bingo prompt would I like to fulfill here? I'd like to end up doing a bingo, so let's do one that has 2 in there. This might be the easiest with the free space. So let's do a pretty cover. I'm going to do a pretty cover for the bingo prompt. And I love playing Leandra's game, so I once again did. And again, I will make sure all her information is down below for you as well. So for this one, it said to do a beautiful cover. I do have some amazing covers from BookBox Books, but there's one that's been on my TBR repeatedly that was also a lovely gift from Tina. So I really need to get to this. I choose Blood of the Chosen by Django Wexler. I still think it is a really cool cover. It really grabs my attention, and I absolutely love that. This is the sequel to Ashes of the Sun that I gave 5 stars to last year. Absolutely loved it. Cannot wait to get into the next one. I've been putting it off because once again, it's like my expectations are so high and I don't want to be disappointed. I know. I need to just bite the bullet and read it and get to it, especially since it was such a thoughtful gift. And so I'm going to do it this month. I'm determined. I'm going to read it. And when I do, because I have been putting it off, it's going to go under the gym prompt in the cruise. And I know it doesn't say it here on this checklist, but I'm going to start trying to read these Apollycon authors again. But instead of doing it for a vlog, I'm going to try to add them in each month because so many of them that I met, like that one that I showed you earlier with the dragons, they just were incredible people. And I just really want to support their writing. And I just want to kind of see, what their writing style's like, if I vibe with it, if I can find some new friends this way. So I'm going to start adding those in. So for this month, I'm adding in Angel's Blood by Nalini Singh, and I got to meet her in person. She is absolutely lovely in person. And I've heard this is a very beloved series. This is the Guild Hunter series. We follow a vampire hunter named Elena Devereaux, who's hired actually by an archangel named Raphael. And now instead of hunting vampires and other evil things, she's actually been sent after a fallen archangel. That sounds really cool to me. And for this one, I have a lot of shirts that actually, and sweatshirts that match this cover with the colors. And so I'll, of course, be using it for that prompt for the cruise ship. And as you see here, the number generator got to 125. And when I finally did all the scrolling that it took to get there, I landed on Slaying the Shadow Prince by Helen Scherer. I'm pretty sure that's the exact pronunciation for her last name. If you watched my video yesterday, you know that I read Blood and Steel from her, and that was the first one I read of hers. 5 stars, absolutely loved it. So I really do vibe with her writing style. I'm hoping to love this one as well. It is a standalone, but apparently it's part of a series called Mortal Enemies to Monster Lovers, and it's by various authors that write these little one-off standalones. So I may have to dive into that and take a little closer look. But meanwhile, in this book, we're going to be following Drew, who's a noblewoman turned ranger because her whole family was slaughtered by wraiths. So she makes it her mission in life to get revenge by just slaughtering everything evil that walks on their world. Well, enter Talamer, who is a half wraith, and he wants to prove that he can be trusted because he's really drawn to Drew. And of course, as they're both trying to figure things out, there's another evil lurking on the side. So I am excited to read this and see what I think how she does with this one. And I'm a part of several book clubs, of course, so buckle up and let's get into it. We're going to start off with my own, the ABC Book Club. Please join us on Discord. We have a fabulous time. I do like a kind of breakdown of what chapters each week to have read by, but you don't have to. You can technically read it anytime you want and then post later. There's always somebody checking it out and happy to engage with you with that. So highly, highly encourage you to do so. For this month, the group chose Needy Little Things by Chanel Desamore, I believe. We're going to be following the character of Saria, I think is how you pronounce her name. It's a lovely name. I wish I was better at pronouncing things. Basically, she's got a very unique gift that only a few people in her life actually know about. And it's where she can kind of hear what people need, like tangible things, like if they need a pencil, if they're needing water. They don't have to say anything. She can tell that they're needing these things. Unfortunately, her ability is used for one of her friends, Deja. And as soon as she gives her item that she can tell she needs, she vanishes. And this isn't the first time it's happened. It's starting to become an epidemic. So she wants to kind of investigate what's going on because the police aren't really looking into it much. They just say she probably went somewhere else, probably ran away. They're not taking it seriously, whereas she knows there's something more sinister happening. So it sounds like it's going to be kind of a heavier book, but also very enjoyable, and I'm excited for us to read it. Join us. I'm also participating in the Indie Archive, which is put on by Mel from Eleanor Reads and Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. And for the month of May, they're going to be doing When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. I've read Nat Cassidy before and enjoyed it, so I'm hoping to enjoy this one as well. I don't know much that's going to be going on in this story. I want to kind of be surprised, because with Nat Cassidy's, the less I know, I tend to enjoy them better. So sorry, I can't give you much info on that, but the cover is intriguing. And then I'm also part of my own local libraries book club, 2 of them. The first one is our Page Turners group, where we do a lot of historical fiction and nonfiction. And so for the month of May, we're doing Poverty by America by Matthew Desmond. And this is going to be a nonfiction, obviously. And I know it's going to cover how is it possible that one of the richest countries in the world is having such a problem with poverty. And so I'm interested. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. It too will probably be a much heavier book. Going into the lighter sphere, though, in my romance club, book club, the Happily Ever After book club, we're doing A Caribbean Heiress in Paris by Adriana Herrera. And this just sounds absolutely adorable. La Zalana is setting sail from Santo Domingo armed with 300 caskets of rum, her best friend, and a decision that she's going to go to the City of Lights and she's going to promote her family's rum business and make it even better. She has no plans to fall in love. Well, enter James Evanston, who is the Earl of Darnick, who has a whiskey empire of his own and no plans to fall in love either until he comes face to face with a Spanish-speaking force of nature. I think that sounds absolutely amazing. I think it's going to be adorable, and I cannot wait. I have a few NetGalley arcs out right now. I'm hoping to get to all of them. The one I'm going to specifically talk about right now is going to be The Last Fairy Out by Andrea Bartz. This one's going to be following a couple who were supposed to be getting married, and when her fiance is on vacation, she dies. And so she goes to the same place where her fiance was last seen, hoping to kind of get some answers and kind of find out what happened. And it sounds kind of sad, but I'm also really excited. This is usually a good author for thrillers, and I'm interested to see where it goes from there. And I also have several good reads that I also need to get to. A little bit of a backlog there. But the one I'm going to be focusing on is the one that I had mentioned last month. I was able to do the book that broke the world. And so now I'm going to be able to move on to the book that held her heart. And I am excited to review that one. And for the continuing a series, I'm going to be able to finish a series. I'm excited. I had read last month Long Live, and now I'm going to be doing Forever Rain by V.B. Lacey. I'm excited to see what's happening with the whole love triangle and elementals and powers and things where we left off after a monumental fight. And I'm not going to tell you how it ended. Cannot wait to see what happens next in the conclusion of this. And then this beautiful edition will be available for a drawing because the first one was not a 5-star for me, and I doubt the second one will be either, so it'll be up for grabs, which will be fun for everybody, I think. And last but certainly not least, the top 3 books I'm excited that will be coming out in May are Tenant by Frida McFadden. We know she does a lot with the thrillers, and so let's see, edge of our seat kind of stuff. And A Curse Carved in Bone by Daniel Jensen. This is the sequel, of course, to the previous one. That feels redundant. This is the sequel. Okay, we're moving on. Shh. It's the end of the video. Hang in there. And Love Haters by Catherine Center, which obviously is a romance as well. And it feels like it's giving off summer vibes, which is a lot of fun because we're finally moving into the summer. And we are going to be on a cruise. So I think that is very fitting. And that's it. I'm going to end the video here because obviously it's time for me to stop and maybe go to bed early tonight. So thank you guys so much for being here. Let me know down below which one you're most excited to read for the month. And if you're going to be participating, what team you're going to be on. You're welcome to join me Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern time, all the way until about 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Every Friday, I'm going to be doing sprints on my channel. And I'm obviously going to be super excited to see other people that are doing Escape the Readathon. Go check out Lexie's video on that. Thanks for everything. Please like, subscribe, send your friends, and I'll see you next time.